Hey there, toy fans! Welcome back to Talk Action Figures. I'm Josh.
And I'm Chipper.
And today we're going to be reviewing the first wave of Neca's Back to the Future action figures.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'm so excited for this line. I've wanted a great line of Back to the Future toys since I was a kid. I mean, sometimes I really do wish I had a time machine.
Why don't you just use Barry's time machine?
What are you talking
remember?
about?
Barry was upset that he missed out on that toy online, so now we have a time machine.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. He invented it.
Barry, get up here. So you're saying that we could just skip this whole lousy year?
Skip this year?
No,
You
wait!
got it! Oh, shucks, that's on me.
What just happened?
Well, if I had to guess, Barry sent us to 2021.
2021? Well, at least this year's got to be much better, right?
Oh, yeah, in some ways it is. Still can't go outside, though.
Oh. Well, what's all this stuff on my desk?
Oh, yeah, these are all the toys that came in over the last few months. You guys weren't here to review them.
Wait a second, you're telling me that we haven't had an episode of the show in months?
Don't look at me. Ask Dr. Emmett Clown over there.
Great Scott! We've got to start reviewing toys! I can't believe Barry built a time machine. Do you think it's safe?
Oh, I'm sure it's safe. For robots.
Anyway, we're back and we're ready to review Neca's line of Back to the Future action figures. This is all that's been released so far.
It's 2021, remember? A lot of people have the Doc figure already.
Okay, well, this is what we have so far, and as soon as Doc comes in from Big Bad Toy Store, we'll review him as well. But I'm really excited for these.
Some might say too excited.
Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted toys from this movie. In fact, I tried to customize a Marty McFly action figure.
How'd you have time to customize action figures with all the friends you must have had? Oh, wait, I see.
All right. Anyway, let's start by unboxing Ultimate Marty McFly.
Hey, wait! Aren't you going to use the review view?
What's that?
I forgot you don't know about the future. It's down there by your desk. It's brand new toy review technology.
Oh, okay. It's down here?
Yeah, just pick it up and ask it to show the toy you want to review.
What, I just hold it like this?
Wait, you let go, you weirdo.
Okay.
Don't be rude. Talk to the hand.
Review view. Are you ready to review our first figure? Wow, this is heavy.
There's that word again.
So this is the Ultimate Marty McFly figure. It's got the poster from the first Back to the Future on the front, and on the spine it has the DeLorean and the name of the figure. And then on the back, some great action figure photography showing off all the cool accessories, and a little description of Marty McFly, and of course pictures of the rest of the wave at the bottom. The other spine is the exact carbon copy. Now the packaging is a window box, which is great because you can open it up and see the figure inside with all of the cool accessories, and you also get to see another great piece of toy photography here. So a very, very cool package, very well done in my opinion. Out of the box, it's a really good looking figure. It comes with a lot of very detailed accessories, and I think the sculpt is great. It's a good likeness, and all of the paint colors are dead on and very well applied. And even the texture of the plastic, that puffy vest, really looks like it should. The accessories really let you recreate some of the best scenes in the film. It comes with his skateboard and his backpack. The skateboard is great and has a lot of detail on it. Mine has a little chip on the grip tape, but that's something that happens in real life too, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's even got great detail on the other side, and look at the detail on that watch. With all the accessories and alternate hands and the alternate head sculpt, you really can get a lot of different looks. I love the hand that comes with a pick in it. Makes for some really cool photos. I do wish the sunglasses on this alternate head were articulated so you could push them up on his hair like the classic movie poster, but that's just me being nitpicky. Here he is with his video camera, and this camera, just like all the other accessories, has a lot of detail. It really is the kind of detail on this figure that you would expect from a more expensive, larger format figure. So that's the Ultimate Marty McFly figure from Neca's Back to the Future line.
All right, let's break it down. What are the pros and cons?
Well, there are more pros than cons for me. I think it's an excellent figure with great detail and a dead-on likeness. You know, even on Marty's sneakers, where you can tell that they couldn't get the rights to use the Nike logo, they put a red line that's the perfect thickness for that logo, so if you just wanted to add a little bit of white paint yourself, you could customize it to be accurate.
You finally have a real Marty McFly figure, and you still want to paint it? Sheesh.
Don't worry, I'm going to leave mine just the way it is. Now, these Neca figures are more like small art pieces, so they can be pretty fragile.
This won't end well.
Well, I haven't broken one yet. Even though they usually come out of the package with very stiff joints, I find that if you take a hairdryer and put it on medium heat, you can apply that to the joint as you loosen it, and it really works.
I sure hope so. I don't want to get any complaints about melted toys.
Well, obviously you want to be cautious, don't melt the plastic, but it's a good system for loosening up those stubborn joints.
Speaking of stubborn, can we just move on and rate this thing already? It sure seems like you like it.
I really do. You know, on a rating scale, I would give this a full 1.21 gigawatts.
Okay, interesting system. What does that mean?
I don't know, I just made that up. Now, on to Tales from Space Marty. So here's the Tales from Space Marty that was a Target exclusive here in the US. The packaging is beautiful and recreates the comic book cover Peabody Jr. had when Marty crashed into the Peabody's barn. On the spine, we once again have the DeLorean and the name of the figure. Here's the back of the package. Very cool toy photography. The other spine. Let's open up the window box and take a look at the figure. Now I'm gonna be honest, when I opened the window box packaging on this, I was a little intimidated by the sheer amount of yellow pieces that were inside. I was worried I might have trouble figuring out how they all attach to the helmet to give the hazmat suit its different looks. But when you get the figure out of the box, it actually is fairly self-explanatory. And it's actually really cool. I love that they included all of these. It really does make it an ultimate figure. You can have Marty look like he's just emerging from the Peabody's barn when Mr. Peabody shoots at him. It's a really cool look. Another really nice sculpt with great paint application. There are some unflattering angles on this figure, but I might have just needed to play with the posing a little bit more. He looks a little bit like he's wearing a diaper in the back. But you can tell that they tried to sculpt it to emulate the bagginess of the hazmat suit. Even though a lot of the suit is one color, there is still a lot of detail in the sculpt, like all the wrinkles in the fabric. I think it's a really great likeness of Michael J. Fox again, and I love that you can see the denim collar from Marty's jacket peeking up through the hazmat suit. Just a great attention to detail. Now here's Marty with the hood of the hazmat suit down for the look when he scares his dad as Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan. Speaking of which, I would have loved if this figure came with an alternate hand doing the live long and prosper gesture, but it already does come with a lot of great accessories. He has the hairdryer accessory and the cassette player, and both of these accessories have a lot of detail and look great. Again, I love that these are pieces you add to the hood, so the head sculpt is still in there and you can see Marty through the window on the hood. Very cool. And if you swap out the head sculpts, you can show Marty with the hood removed. And he can either carry that hood in his hands, or it can be attached to the back of the hazmat suit. I love that there are enough accessories to give the figure these very distinct looks. I'm honestly surprised that they came out with this figure so early on in the line. I can see a lot of companies waiting to do this costume for Marty, but you can tell that Neca is a company run by fans, and I'm thrilled that they put it out so early. This is one of my favorite looks from the first film. That scene where Marty is stumbling out of Mr. Peabody's barn has always made me laugh the hardest. I don't know why, but I love this figure.
Weird choice for a favorite scene, but okay. Give us the pros and cons.
Well, I've already mentioned a lot of the pros. You know, I was floored by the swappable piece system on the hazmat suit.
You're a weird dude. Speaking of which, can we talk some more about that junk in his trunk?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned, that puffy plastic that emulates the bagginess of the hazmat suit isn't always perfect from every angle. I think it has to do with the fact that there's a different kind of plastic used on his limbs, and it's not always seamless. There's an easy fix for this, and it's just working on how you pose the figure, because it can look good from every angle if you play with it.
Sometimes the jokes write themselves.
Now, I had far less trouble with stiffness in the joints on this figure, but I did have some issues swapping the alternate head and hands. But that's again something that you can fix just with a little hot air from a hairdryer.
That's enough hot air. Rate the figure already.
Well, overall, I was incredibly pleased with this figure, and I would give it a rating of 2 full pines. Now let's take a look at Biff from Back to the Future Part 2.
All right.
The packaging for Biff from Back to the Future Part 2 comes with a recreation of Gray's Sports Almanac on the front. Another great piece of artwork. On the spine, we once again have the DeLorean and the name of the figure, but this time we have the title for Back to the Future Part 2 to let you know that it's from the second film. Here's what the back of the box looks like. More great toy photography. The other spine. Inside, we see he comes with 3 alternate hands, 2 that are clenched fists, and 1 that's in a grabbing position, as well as an alternate head and tons of accessories. This is another figure with a great sculpt, an excellent likeness, and lots of detail. The folds of the fabric on his jeans and his jacket look great. The accessories that come with this figure are simple, but they chose the perfect ones to include, and they are executed so well. Here, one of his alternate hands is holding the flyer for the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Just one of the many cool accessories that this figure comes with. He comes with Gray's Sports Almanac, and it's a very detailed accessory. It's printed on both sides and the spine. He comes with his safe, complete with some magazines that he stashed in there, sculpted inside. And he comes with a receipt for the detail work he had done on his car after he got into a crappy situation. The alternate yelling head sculpt is great. You can tell that I didn't fully pop it on all the way. I had trouble swapping them out, and I didn't want to risk breaking the ball joint, especially since I knew I was going to display it with the other head. But I'm sure if I had heated it and taken a little more time, I could have gotten it on there. This is another great figure. It's a little bit simpler than the others just in the fact that not all of the accessories are molded, but that doesn't mean that they're not incredibly well detailed and very, very cool.
Oh, brother. Now you're excited about paper?
Neca does a great job with paper goods, and the flyer and the receipt included here are just really neat and have amazing attention to detail.
All right, I guess you really are excited about paper. Now make like a tree and give us those pros and cons.
Well, you already know the pros. I was just as impressed with this figure as I was with the others. But as far as cons, we did have a problem with stiff joints again.
We? You're the one whining about it.
And I had such a problem swapping out that alternate head that I didn't even bother to get the second head on all the way.
You're just suffering from fear of breaking a figure. Yep, classic faux bath.
Hey, that's not a real thing. Honestly, I think having to take a little extra time and care with these figures is a small price to pay for what high-quality pieces they are.
Okay, before you start talking about the hairdryer again, what would you say if someone asked you to rate this figure?
If someone asked me to rate this figure, I'd say, "What are you looking at, butthead?"
And you've had your rating privileges revoked. I'm doing the next one.
Now let's take a look at the last figure we're going to review today, Marty McFly from Back to the Future Part 2. Marty from Part 2 has the iconic movie poster on the front of his box. And of course the same spine. Here's the back of the box. Inside, the background for this window box is the clock tower in the future. It looks great. This figure only comes with 1 additional hand that's in a grabbing position, but it comes with plenty of cool accessories, and a swappable hatless head sculpt. This figure's joints were a little stiffer than the others, and even after taking the hairdryer to him, it took me a while to get him on his feet. For whatever reason, he seems to be back heavy and just wants to fall backwards all the time. But it was worth the effort to get him standing because in my opinion this is another home run from this line. I think the sculpt and paint are both great. I think they did a great job mimicking the effect of the color-changing hat by blending the colors and giving it a shiny finish. It really works. This is another great likeness, and a great job on all the textures that are sculpted into this figure. From the jacket straight down to the self-lacing kicks. He comes with the hoverboard, of course, a very necessary accessory for this figure, and the details are just incredible. Instead of using Mattel's copyrighted logo, they replaced it with the Neca logo done in the same style, which is a fun detail. The bottom of the board has amazing detail as well, and that purple piece in the center pops out and can be replaced with the purple piece that has a hole in it to fit on that clear plastic stand that they've included, so it can have a hovering effect, which Neca didn't have to do, but I think it's awesome that they've included it. There's also a piece you can swap out on the top of the hoverboard that has a peg on it, so you can attach it to Marty's foot. Now here's Marty with his alternate head, which is another really great sculpt, and I swapped out his hand for the grabbing hand, and I have him holding his Pepsi Perfect. Now due to copyright, this is actually a Peppy Perfect, but the logo is so spot on from the movie, the spelling change is hard to spot. It also comes with a little clear tube that pops out of the counter in the diner, which again they definitely didn't have to include, but it's cool that they did. This would be great for a toy photo or even just a display with the Pepsi inside. It really completes the look. I'm 4 for 4 on loving these figures. This is another figure with a great attention to detail and just brilliant accessories.
So the pros are you love it, the cons are it falls over all the time. I'd give it a Pepsi almost perfect.
Great job, Review View. Thanks for the help.
Great job, Review View. What about me? I'm your co-host.
Well, that's it for our review of NECA's first wave of Back to the Future action figures.
Those are really cool toys, and they look good in your display.
Thanks, Chipper. I think so too. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now, I know that NECA doesn't make a DeLorean that's in scale with these figures yet. I really hope that they do soon.
You and me both, because I don't want to keep hearing about it.
But in the meantime, if you have these figures, let us know in the comment what DeLorean you're using to display with them. It could really help me out.
And speaking of helping us out, just click down here to watch one of our other toy reviews.
And click right here to watch a video where we interview a toy collector and show off their awesome collection. Oh, and if you haven't already, click up here to subscribe.
Every time someone subscribes, you save the clock tower.
Stay safe out there, toy fans, and make it a good day.
See you next time.